Hey guys, happy Sunday. So today we're going to show you a little bit of what we're up to, and we're also going to answer some of the questions that we get often. So first we're going to take a moment to reintroduce ourselves because we have some new followers. My name's Beth. I live in Oaxaca, Mexico, my husband's hometown, with our 4 kids. This is Jay, he's 14. This is Lily, she's 10, and this is Ray, he's 8 months. This is Kiki, he's 17.
Hey.
And this is Sergio, my husband.
And I'm 18.
And so a lot of times people ask if our house is on the ranch, and no, it's not on the ranch. I'm going to try to show you guys a little bit here. So our house is at the bottom of a hill, and so where the solar water heater is and the big water container, or tinaco or rotoplas, that is where my house is. And then Sergio's uncle owns a piece of land between our house and then where the ranch is. And so where the corn is Sergio's uncle's, and then below that is our entrance to our house. And so this here, it's kind of hard to see the ranch because of the corn, but where the big pine tree is, below that is the ranch. And this is Sergio's family's land, and we plant different crops throughout the year here. And so this right here is maguey. This is actually Sergio's sister. She planted all of this, and then the corn we planted. So I'm trying to get a little bit of a better view for you guys. So that right there is the top of my house. We have 3 rotoplaces. Try to show you up here again. Sorry. So another question we often get asked is about water. And so we do have a solar water heater that works really well in the dry season. And then we have 3 rotoplaces. So the one right there, that's for our bathroom. That's what we use to flush the toilet, wash our hands, take showers. And then the 2 on the other side, that's what we use to wash dishes, wash our clothes. And then the white one's connected to that, and then the black one is kind of our backup. And so here in our town, we get water 2 days a week, and that fills up our rotoplaces. And so between our 3 rotoplaces, it'll last us a little over a week. And then I also got asked a couple questions about what we pay a month. So for rent, we don't pay anything because Sergio's dad gave him the land, and that's where Sergio built our house. And so we don't have to pay anything. For water, I believe it's 100 pesos a month. For internet, we pay 300 pesos, or around $15 US a month. And then for electric, we pay about 300 to 500 every 2 months, so about $15 to $25 every 2 months. And so from the house to the ranch is about a 2-minute walk. Most mornings we take the truck just because with Ray, it's a lot easier with all of his stuff. And then the stuff I used to cook on the ranch with, we can just throw it in the truck and come up. But a lot of times I do send everything up with Sergio early. And then I stay back at the house and get dishes caught up and laundry caught up. Because I do have a washer at the house. Another question we get asked is if we have a dryer. No, we don't. We dry everything in the sun. Usually if you wash everything within 30 minutes, it's dry. So the dryer would make our electric bill go up really, really high. And besides a few days that we might get really rainy days in rainy season, we don't really use it, or we wouldn't really need it too much. So as I'm walking around, I'm going to show you a couple of the things that Sergio has planted. I know you've seen them in previous videos, but I just wanted to show you guys again. So Sergio is a man of many talents. He's a really hard worker, and he definitely works hard to provide for our family. And so he does do construction from time to time. He's able to do tile. In the U.S. he did stucco and stone, so sometimes he does stucco here. Sometimes he does plumbing. But a lot of times how he provides and how we get money is he sells crops or whatever we plant. And so right here we have corn, and so some of this we'll use to eat, some of it we'll dry and we'll use for tortillas, and then some of it we'll sell. And one of the things that we're really looking forward to with this corn is elotes preparados, and that's the corn with mayonnaise, cheese, and tajin. And so this is the corn. And then again, here's the maguey, and this is Sergio's sister, and this is what they use to make the mezcal here. Okay, so to get from our house to the ranch at the bottom of this road, you really just turn this way, and then our driveway is right off that road up, and my house is right there. And so when I walk, I just take this road up, and it's about a 2-minute walk to the ranch. So I'm gonna keep walking this way with you guys so you can see the road from the hill here. And the corn. Another question we get asked if those greenhouses or invernaderos are ours. No, those are Sergio's uncle. So that's actually where we walk through the corn, or where we come down through the corn from time to time in the mil tomate. That kind of separates our Sergio's family land from Sergio's family's land from his uncle's land. And so you can see the ranch from here as well. And so here's the road I was telling you guys about. It goes where you guys can see that house right there. It goes up behind, so it's behind the trees here. It's kind of hard to see. And then you just follow the road to get to our ranch. And so this is the ranch. I'm making this video so you guys can see a little bit better. If my directions aren't great, I'm sorry. You can ask any of my family and Sergio. I'm horrible with directions, so I'm trying my best so you guys can get a little bit more of an idea, because we get lots of questions about it. And so if you can see the channel here at the bottom of the hill, that is how a lot of people water their crops in the dry season. And so I didn't realize that this until not too long ago. Anybody that lives below the Sangha can use the water. You have to get permission to use the Sangha or the water channel if you're above the Sangha. And then over there on the side of the hill, those magueyes are what Sergio and the kids planted. Since I was just telling you guys about water here in the dry season, I did have somebody ask about the seasons here. So typically what we go by here in our town is we have rainy season and dry season. Rainy season is typically from about May-ish to September, October, and then dry season starts in about October, November, and that goes to about May. And so now we're in January, so typically January, February, March are super hot. The sun's so strong, and it can get really hot at night too. But we don't have air conditioning. We really don't have much of a need for air conditioning because we're outside all the time, and as long as we're sitting in the shade, we're usually pretty cool. So as I'm walking up a little bit more to the ranch, I'm going to show you a little bit more what we have planted. So I think Sergio said he planted more cilantro down here. We have corn, and then we planted watermelon, but we don't have a ton of watermelon that came up. We do have a couple plants, but he planted some watermelon in here. And then I believe this corn is like a reddish color. And then up here is where we have our mil tomate. And as you've seen and heard in our previous videos, we will be taking this mil tomate to market to sell soon. And this is how we are providing for our family right now. And we also sell in our town. So sometimes people ask us for kilos of mil tomate. And so we sell by the kilo. And it's typically around 20 to 30 pesos a kilo. Other thing we have planted right now, which isn't at the land, it's at Sergio's brother's house, is we have frijol de carrizo, and that's a bean, and we will hopefully be taking that to market as well, and that sells for about 30 to 40 pesos a kilo as well. And so, like I said, a lot of times what we do is we do have a page that in our town that you can advertise your crops that you have for sale. And so a lot of times we'll put an announcement there, and then people will message me or Kiki for orders, and then Kiki will go drop those off. And then we also charge an additional 10 pesos so he can get gas money for the moto as well. And so you can see a little bit more. Here's the miltomate, that's the corn. That's the bottom of the hill that we came from. So I walked up around this way. We also have lots of banana trees here. And Sergio's planted a lot of different fruit trees as well. And so here we have cilantro and girasoles or sunflowers. And we don't have a lot of sunflowers left because we have been selling these. So we sold a good amount. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. And so as you can see within the spaces, this is all we have left. And the cilantro we usually sell to Sergio's sister because she has a little restaurant where she sells tacos, burritos, tlayudas, quesadillas, and so she makes salsa, and she also uses the cilantro in a few of her other like her rice and stuff like that, and so she buys from us. And then here we have beans planted. And we kind of planted a lot of different things here because we're trying to see what comes up, because the birds came through and kind of picked out the seeds that we had planted, and so we had to replant in a few spots. So right now we're just trying to wait to see what comes up. But throughout here we've planted beans, zucchini, cucumbers, garlic, and I'm not sure if Sergio planted some more sunflowers. I'm not sure, but I'll do a video later so we can see what comes up. And as I said, we have more banana trees there, and then mango trees, guava trees. So we have lots of fruit trees around us. And then we also have dragon fruit planted as well. So right there at that pine tree is the entrance to the ranch, and I'm going to take you guys up so you guys can see the tanque, which is how we water our crops in the dry season. And so here's the entrance to the ranch, and now I'm taking you guys up to the tanque, or the pond. And so this is the pond, and we do have fish here in the pond. And here's the fields where we have everything planted. And you can hear Kiki practicing the trumpet. There's our neighbor's dog. And so here is the ranch where I cook at. This is Lily's little playhouse. And then if you can see the rotoplas down there, that's where our house is. Our corn, our miltomate, and then this is where we kind of hang out underneath the shade trees. So here's the tanque. There's our dog, Machudo. And that's where Kiki's chickens are, and Kiki actually made that chicken coop. So he has the chickens there, and then we're trying to get everything in here cleaned up, so it's kind of a work in progress. But over there is where he has his chicks. There's 12 chicks, and there's 12 hens and 1 rooster. And then from here you can see the center of town, but I'm not walking that much farther because I hear a lot of bees, and I think there's a beehive in the tree, so we're just gonna hang out right here and then head back down to the ranch. So Sergio and the boys are going to go up and get some leña because I have been cooking at the ranch a lot lately, and so they're going up to get some leña today because on the side of the hill we have some firewood. And so I hope that first part of the video answers your guys' questions about our ranch, where our house is, how we get our water, and what we pay for bills every month. And so the second part, we're going to tell you guys a little bit more about ourselves. So another question we get asked from time to time is how long have we been here in Oaxaca? So we've been in Oaxaca now for almost 9 years. And so I am completely adjusted to life here. I actually prefer living here rather than in the States. I do miss my family, but I do like the life here. I like the pace of life. I like the lifestyle. So we have adjusted well here. So for anybody thinking to make the move to Mexico, I would definitely say make sure you visit before you move here. Also, don't try to compare the two because it is two different lifestyles. So I'm going to start introducing the kids, and we're going to tell you guys a little bit more about ourselves. This is Mr. Ray. He's 8 months old, and he was born here in Oaxaca. He's the only one of our kids that was born here in Oaxaca. The other 3 were born in Ohio.
I'm Lily. I'm 10 years old. I go to school. I'm in 5th grade, and I speak English and Spanish. And some things that I like cooking. I like helping my dad in the ranch, and I like doing the traditional dances.
Another question we get often is about the kids' schooling. And so Lily does go to school here, but the boys are homeschooled, and a lot of their time is spent with music because both of them are looking at making music like their career. And so Kiki already plays with the band, and he does get paid for that. And then Jay's learning how to play tuba, and Altito Kiki plays trumpet, and he's also learning how to play altito. But they'll tell you guys more about that as well.
So now we're gonna go see what my dad and my brothers are doing.
¿Qué onda, amigos? Saludos a todos mis fans de allá.
And so here my dad's cutting leña. Y aquí mi papá está cortando leña.
So here the boys are making leña, and when we get leña, what we do is we look for trees that have already been knocked over due to the weather and that are dried. And so this is a tree that was already that had already fallen. I think when did it in the rainy season? So the wind knocked over this tree. So everything that we do together as a family, and we work together to try to keep the money in our family so that way we don't have to hire other people, and that way we can provide for our family and we can take care of our kids, and it also teaches our kids responsibility and hard work. And so we do pay the kids for working. So when we have corn, usually everything that we make from the corn, we pay the kids. And then they also get money when they sell here in town for selling like the mil tomate and the frijol de carrizo when we sell here in the town.
Machete.
And so now Kiki is going to take that leña to the ranch. And Sergio is going to take this bunch back to the ranch. There goes Sergio and Kiki back down to the ranch. So now we're back here at the ranch after getting leña, and my sister-in-law and nephews came to visit. So this is Sergio's sister. And Lily made some popcorn and chicharrines, and we're having refresco and juice. There's Giovanni, Oscar, or Benjamin. And so later when the boys get back, we're going to do a video with them so you guys can learn a little bit more about the boys. But right now I figured I'd show you what we're doing for dinner tonight. I have beans going on the brasero, and then I also went to cut some nopales, and I'm cleaning them so we can have nopales asados with black beans. And so now I'm going to show you guys what we're having for dinner tonight. So here I am making a red salsa, and then once I have this all mixed together good, I'm going to add diced cilantro and onion. And the cilantro came from our ranch. Then I made some black beans, and we are also having some nopales asados. And so while I finish dinner and before we eat, Jay's going to tell you guys a little bit about himself.
Hey, I'm Jay, and I'm learning how to play altito in tuba, and I'm homeschooled, and my favorite things to do is come up at the land, go to the cerro, and take care of my horse.
And so this is my husband, Sergio. And like I said, we live in his hometown in Oaxaca, Mexico. We've lived here for almost 9 years now. And so Sergio doesn't talk in a lot of the videos, but he can speak English and Spanish. And he's really hardworking. And today he is working on watering the mil tomate because we will be cutting soon to take to the market. And again, my name's Beth. I like taking care of my family here. I like being on the ranch, helping my husband, taking care of my kids, and I also like cooking over a fire.
Guys, my name is Kiki. I'm 17 years old, and I play trumpet for different bands, and I'm learning how to play altito, and I like coming up at the land to help my dad with his mil tomate and stuff. I speak English and Spanish too. I like horses, and I got other goals, but I'll tell you guys those goals a different time. You guys enjoy watching our videos and watching our life here in Oaxaca. We like showing you guys the life here in Oaxaca. Tenemos unos frijolitos, unos nopalitos asados y un poquito de agua de naranja. Y ahí está Reycito, está jugando con el teléfono de Jay.
So as Kiki said, this is what's for dinner. We're having nopales, beans, and salsa. And then there's Ray, Jay, Lily, Kiki, and Sergio. And so we just finished dinner. We're getting everything cleaned up so we could head home for the night. We hope that we were able to answer some of your guys' questions and that you guys enjoyed this video of how we spent our Sunday. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe.